Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with KISC, our Keep It Simple Circle marketing partners, we are here to help our Humongous AM and Humongous FM radio customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes Radio, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So join us to make the world a better place. Spread the word, tell a friend, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingils. Take it away, Peter.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingils here. You are listening to us on a very special Basketball Coach.News radio show on the Building Fortunes Radio Network. For those people unfamiliar with my voice, you might be a first-time listener. My name is Peter Mingils. We've started Building Fortunes Radio like a dozen or so years ago, and I wanted a platform so we had interesting things for people to speak about on any different level. And I actually started this radio show a long time ago with Coach Irvin Harris. Before, Coach Irvin Harris was really a coach. Well, he's always been a coach. But for us, he was a business builder, and we're doing some radio shows. And as a result, I'm talking about like he's one of my first ever customers, ever. We've grown old together. Probably we've known each other for 20-plus years. And had a fond relationship. And, as we're building stuff and whatever, he was doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and we started Building Fortunes Radio, and then we had a little bit of a time lapse in between where he got sick for a little bit, so we gave him a little bit of a break, and one thing led to another. Recently, over the last year or so, I was deciding to write a book, and I needed a really good excuse to call Irvin Harris on a more regular basis, because we would speak every once in a while, a couple of months, usually spend a little bit of time on the phone, always enjoyed the conversations that we had. But I was doing something with our KISC training, building a KISS book. KISC for us stands for the Keep It Simple Circle. And I said, I'm going to talk to Irvin Harris about maybe doing a chapter in that book about basketball, because he's a basketball coach. And our Keep It Simple Circle is the stuff that you do to kind of control the distractions or manage the distractions, a whole bunch of other things. I said, I bet you there's a KISC for basketball coaches, like a Keep It Simple Circle for basketball players, and maybe there's even one for athletic directors, or maybe anything else related to sports. So we started doing this radio show. It's one of my favorite ones. We do this on Mondays, and we'll do this, and he'll introduce sometimes some special guests, and today we have a really special guest for you, and I'm going to kind of step out of the way as fast as I can. But I mentioned about the .news domain names on another topic, and he says, I'm going to go get basketballcoach.news. And a lot of people may not realize, but .news is actually a domain name. So we have some other domain names with end in .news, health coach, health food.news, and a few other ones like that. But if you go to basketballcoach.news, you'll be able to hear this as well as the previous radio shows that Coach Irvin and I and his previous and future special guests have been on. So I'm looking forward to this as we get started. So Coach Irvin, thanks for being here on your own radio show.
Peter, thank you very much for hosting and having us here on Building Fortunes Radio. And to our audience today, I would like to welcome all the listeners back to Basketball Coach News segment here on Building Fortunes Radio. And I'm Irvin Harris, here with my co-host and good friend Peter Mingils. And today we're joined by a coach who's making an impact on and off the court. His name is Marc Thurman of Landmark College in Vermont. Now, yes. Marc, he's the director. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? I'm glad you got a few more things to say about you.
All right.
Okay, is that you, Marc? You there?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Well, Marc is excited. Marc's the director of the Center of Diversity and Inclusion.
Yes.
He's a head mentor of a program, Reach One, Teach One mentorship program over at the college. He's the head men's basketball coach at Landmark, born in Newark, New Jersey, and raised in Morristown, New Jersey. Now, Marcus, he brings a passion for basketball and even a deeper commitment to helping students connect with who they are, who they really are. And his mission is to empower them to see their potential and reach for greatness beyond what society expects. Coach Thurman would like to welcome you to Building Fortunes Radio, the Basketball Coach segment. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Thank you both for having me on this show. Seriously, I'm so honored. I'm so humbled by this experience and this connection. All I want to do is connect and help young people find that all you need is an opportunity. And once you have that opportunity, you also need to connect with the community that can help you find those dreams and dig deep within yourself and allow basketball to kind of get you in those rooms, but also find out other things about yourself. It's like, wow, I didn't know I can do this. I didn't know I could do that. So I'm just so happy to be here and to connect with like-minded people who want to get the word out there and help as many people as we can, especially when we're talking about the game that we all love so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that word game, it's a four-letter word, just like life is, and a lot of our listeners who aren't really familiar with Landmark College, could you tell us about the men's basketball program at Landmark, and what's the culture that you're building there at your school?
Again, hello, everyone. My name is Marc Thurman, head coach of the Landmark College basketball team. And those that don't know anything about Landmark, we are located in Putney, Vermont. Yes, Putney, Vermont. And we are a small college that really connect with students that are neurodiverse. So if you have ADHD, dyslexia, and you're on the spectrum, this is like a college you can go to that has classrooms where you're like, wow, it's not 20. I mean, it's not like 50 students. It's about 10 to 15. I can connect with my teacher. I can have those one-on-ones that I really need, and I don't feel overwhelmed. So on our basketball team, we get a lot of guys that struggle in the classroom that just need to go to a school where they can play basketball, but also have that academic support that they need so that they can find success either for their associate's degree and move on to a school that they left to come back to get their grades up, or to move on to say, hey, I'm ready because I have all the tools I needed, and I was able to work with Landmark and also work with Coach Marc Thurman and just finding out who I am, what I am, and finding what I want to do. So we're helping them really not only play basketball, but also learn how to just hey, how do I play basketball even though I have ADHD? How do I take that and bring it to the game? And what I really allow the students to know is come out here and play freely. Be yourself. And I think that's what we have a lot of our athletes who play really enjoy playing because there's no judgment. Where they're coming from teams where they're judged by how they play or just their focus on the game.
Hey, I got a quick question for you. Coach Irvin, if I could jump in first, because there may be some people that don't understand what you said as far as neurodiverse.
Yes,
so
neurodiversity.
Could you give us some examples and, maybe tell a short story of what that is? Because there might be some people who have heard that term for the first time here on basketballcoach.news. What is that?
Oh, so I have ADHD. So meaning you may have students that need to get up, need to move around, can't sit too long, and students think they're messing around or they're not paying attention when really it's like, no, I'm hyperactive and I need to move now. And as a neurodiverse person, I also have dyslexia. Majority of students who play this game have a hard time when it comes to writing and reading. And sometimes we look at that as, oh, you're being lazy, when really you have dyslexia where you're switching your letters around. So instead of spelling him the right way, you may spell it backwards because that's the way you're seeing it. It's not your fault. It's just the way it is when you're dyslexic. And then when you have these different forms of learning, at Landmark, we're able to allow you to come in and not feel this pressure of, I have to learn this way. No, you have the time and space you need to process all this information, where if you go to another school, you may not have that one-on-one with your professor the way that you like. Where here at Landmark, you don't just get one time, you get a couple, just so that we meet you where you are, So when I speak on neurodiversity, it's just how are you learning in the classroom? and we work with how you learn in the classroom, not how we want you to learn in the classroom.
So would autistic or
Yes.
autism or
Yes.
any one of those variations fit into that definition as well?
Of course. So we do have students who are autistic that play on the basketball team, and a lot gets confused when they hear neurodiversity. They think it needs to be a physical disability when it's not that. Neurodiversity isn't just a physical disability. Neurodiversity is how you learn. How do you process this information? What is it that you need so that you can get to class every day? And here at Landmark, especially with the work that I'm doing, it's a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of helping you structure out your schedule, you having someone to help you get through. And with our basketball team, we have a lot of athletes that are having a hard time in the classroom, so they're unable to do what? Play on the basketball court. Here, we're helping you in the classroom, so therefore you're on the basketball court playing freely with no judgment. And you're playing with other athletes that are artistic, but they deserve the opportunity to play just as much as you do.
And in a regular college, they probably wouldn't be able to compete as well or as fairly.
Exactly.
So this is perfect. This is really interesting. I'm doing a radio show a little bit later on this month with other people that handle neurodiversity. So I want to make sure we connect each other. So this is really fantastic.
Thank you.
I had not really been familiar with that term, so I figured let me stop because there might be some other people who might be listening in that don't really appreciate what you're doing to the extent that you're doing it, because that might have just skipped over their head. They might hear everything about basketball but not hear what you had just referenced. So Coach Irvin, sorry for the interruption. I just wanted a little bit of a clarification and emphasis on that.
You don't have to apologize. That was absolutely 100% perfect, because that leads into the one word, and that's connecting. And, I'm going to talk to him a little bit about coaching in reference to the connecting part, but I would like to make a statement. 4-letter words: game, life. Those are real important in play. Play basketball. When you're recruiting students, it doesn't matter what type of school it is. Like, you're a coach that looks to connect with your students. And, my next question is going to be, how does that show up in how you coach your athletes? But I also would like to say or make a statement on the word game. And life, like game, is a 4-letter word. And a lot of the students that are looking for a school or looking for a place to go to college, especially a college that's going to help them to be success in life. One thing I've always said, and I got this from another listener, but I believe in it, not a listener, but another guest, basketball, you got to learn how to use basketball and don't let basketball use you. And it sounds like what you're doing is you're connecting with a lot of potential athletes that are going to use basketball to help their life get better. And with that in mind, I would like to know from a coach, how are you using your coaching, the way you coach, to connect with your players? How does that show up in how you coach, not only on the court but in practice or preparation for the game that they're going to be participating in?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. A lot of the athletes that I coach on the basketball team are coming from moments of, man, I didn't get the chance that I feel I deserve. I didn't get the opportunity to show anyone the game that I've been working on. And I need a platform to do that. And what I do is I'm hearing your story. Why are you here? Not what I want from you as a coach. Because sometimes when we're coaching basketball, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you in this position and that position. Where here it's, why are you here? And then it's, why do you want to play basketball? And once I have a student tell me no one believed in me, I'm like, whew, I know what that feels like. I want to also prove to myself that I can play this game. Oh, and I also want to show my family that I can be a part of a team. Oh, we can do that. We can do that. Because like you said, it's life first, right? We got to talk about our life first. And then we can talk about the game. And the game becomes fun because now I'm able to talk about who I am and what I am, and I'm actually able to be myself. So if I have a learning disability, that doesn't have to affect how I play on the basketball court. And you're not judging me. So when you don't have no judgment and you're able to come on a basketball team and you're able to say, hey, coach, I'm really good at playing defense. I'm looking at you saying that's the best thing I heard all day. Hey, coach, I like to shoot the three. All right, let's work on that because that's what you're really great at. So it's allowing players to be great at what they do and then allowing them to work on other things that they may not be good at. But first, to start with what you're already good at. Because when you're neurodiverse, that is something that you need to stay in first. You need to capitalize on being the best at making all the layups, being the best one to be the hustle player on the team. Everyone plays a position. And what's great about the players that play on the team is they're knowing, okay, you know, we had a player, Justin Cade. We knew that was a scorer. Tavon, we knew that was a scorer. But you know what? We're going to need Lucas to be our defensive guy. David, get every rebound. Everyone knew their assignments because we were all able to put ourselves second and put the team first. Why? Because we all know what it felt like to be put in the corner and told, hey, we don't belong here. Hey, you can't play this game. You're not like the other kids. So on a team like this, we're like, hey, I know what that feels like, so therefore I know your story because you know mine. It's a whole different foundation what we're building here. We're building the school of second chances. We're building opportunity. And we're showing the world, hey, we're showing you what we're capable of doing. You know? It's like Sandlot. We've seen the movie Sandlot. You've seen Remember the Titans. You've seen Miracle. You know, all these great sport films. The reason why they're so great is because we're allowing to get to know the person, not just the athlete.
You know what it sounds like to me, Marcus? It sounds as if what you're building at Landmark is no different than any and every school that has student athletes or has programs. They should be doing the exact same things that you're doing because you're molding and helping students to be the best that they can be. And you know what I'd like for you to do in reference to what you're doing there? I mean, without actually sharing any names, you know, can you share a story without those? And I would like to know, what does greatness beyond societal expectations look like for one of your student athletes or basketball players? Can you share a story without a name?
Well, I would share a story about an athlete that came here that's really good athlete, but didn't come in, played on the basketball team because it was, you know, hey, I'm going to play ball because it's something to do. Come to find out, became a part of the basketball team and really enjoyed the mentorship that we were able to do outside of that and those one-on-ones to the point that this student wanted to leave, like after their first semester. The student ended up staying, and each semester he would say he was leaving, but was so well connected through the mentorship program off the court that the student stayed on the basketball team and ended up graduating with their associates.
Nice.
And their whole family came. His mom looked at me and was like, I'm just so happy. Like, this is the best day ever. And once he came down and after he got his cap and gown, he got his diploma, he looked at me and he was like, Mark, I never thought this could happen. He said, who would have thought it would have happened through basketball and being part of also the mentorship program as well. I was able to he was able to succeed and do something in his family. He was the first. And then being the older brother, it was a big responsibility for him to achieve this goal. So here we are with a kid from Baltimore coming in saying, you know what, I can play basketball. I want to be part of the community, but not sure if he was going to graduate or anything. And a total turnaround. Mm-hmm. So anything is possible. And this student came from Baltimore, a city like, you know where everything is, to the middle of nowhere. And they were able to accomplish a goal that they didn't even think they were able to accomplish. So when you see that look on their face, when you see their family, when you see their friends from back home, like, wow, like you did it, that means everything. And then it's a domino effect because now, because of that particular athlete, you get another one and you get another one because they're like, hey, you did it. That means I can too. And there's nothing better than that. It's not just about, I had a mentor of mine. The reason why I'm a coach today is because of Coach Wood. And he told me it was bigger than just a game. But what's going to happen 5 years from now when they're calling you? You can talk about basketball, but you also want to hear about the things they're doing in the community and the kind of person they became because of the impact you had on them, And that's what it's all about.
Well, you know what? It's really nice to see the impact that your Coach Wood had on you and also on the school and the program. Now, I've got an opportunity to meet you in the past, but through Coach Wood and his legacy is one of the reasons why you're here on the show today. Our conversation that I got a chance to have with you recently and the wonderful things that you're saying now and everything that you're doing, your story, I felt it's something that needs to be told because what you're building there, in my opinion, is no different than what a lot of other colleges should be building within their, not only schools, but in their athletic programs. And this is all about mentorship. And I have a good idea in understanding what's inspired you to start the Teach One mentorship program. And I would like for you, if you want to share something just real quick on what inspired you, please do that. And I would also like for you to walk us through what a student's experience in the program would be like. Who are the mentors and what kind of outcomes are you seeing within the Reach One, Teach One mentorship program?
Thank you. That's a great question. So with the Reach One, Teach One program, we had a couple athletes. I have like 4 or 5 athletes that's a part of that program that play on the basketball team. And when you have students that are coming from inner cities, it's important to allow them to also see what's happening outside the basketball court, meaning having a job on campus, meaning the importance of being a college student and not just an athlete. And I also learning ways to be more involved in the community that you're playing basketball for. So, joining other clubs, introducing them to other leaders on campus. We have so many mentors and so many leaders on campus that it's a way where you're constantly growing because you're constantly receiving guidance and knowledge from all different kinds of people, and introducing them to different departments and also helping them understand, hey, I was once a college student, and sometimes they forget that, but you have to remind them that I sat where you sat at. And this is how I got through. So not being scared to tell your story, no matter how it sounds, because now they have somebody they can look at and say, oh, wait a minute, you had to come to Landmark? Yes, I did. You came from New Jersey? Yes, I did. Coach Wood, Mama Wood, Miss Arnell? Yes. Michael Luciani, the Dean of Students, Vice President Michael Luciani, the President of the college, all these people you were able to connect with? Yes. What? Yeah. You joined SGA? Yes. Okay. All right. So when they hear those things, and then you're able to point them in different directions where they're able to get those connections and those mentors, I think it changes everything. And that means a lot, because the students also seeing, okay, I not only have Marc Thurman, but I also have the Dean of Students, Craig Marcus. I can also go down and connect with the athletic department, Molly. So it's like, hey, I have other places to connect and other places that I can go and continue to grow while I'm here. So it's not just keeping them in the box. It's, hey, thank you for being a part of this mentorship program, but I'm going to show you and connect you to everyone that can help you be a better you, because that's why you're here, And so with that, that's our day-to-day. And then with the Roto program, we meet about twice a week. We have a Sunday dinner, and we leave a space open where you're able to talk about what you're going through and what's happening outside of basketball. It's not easy paying for school. It's not easy being away from home for about 6 months out of the year. You're at school. So if you're coming from Houston, if you're coming from Baltimore, if you're coming from the West Coast and you're not around your family, it can get hard. So we try within the mentorship program just to have those moments of family so that you can feel that connection.
Okay, well, I was thinking about the trajectory for students that are at Landmark, and your trajectory has put you in a director's spot, and you also got to play basketball for what I would say is probably a great coach that coached there at the college.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was wondering, in reference to any other students that you may have either played with or working with right now, for those students that may not have seen college as an option, do you have just a short statement on how the trajectory for the other students has changed because they attended Landmark?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm sitting here on this call because I was a college dropout, and I came to Landmark at 23. And this place looked at me and said, "You're neurodiverse, yes, but we believe in you." And that changed everything. And with every student that comes to Landmark and the students that I'm able to coach and mentor, it's the same thing. It's, yes, you can be successful here. Yes, we're going to be right there with you on this journey. And understand this, if you failed at other places, if you feel that your game's a little rusty and you haven't played in a little while, but you want to give it another shot, if you feel that the classroom is too big and it's like fighting a big beast, you're not fighting alone. And what we do here at Landmark College, and especially for the men's basketball team, is understanding that I have this T-shirt on that says "Best Believe." And my second season coaching, we went 10-5, and that was our thing, was just best believe, meaning we believe in the best in each other. And a lot of the students that are coming here understand that. Best believe we believe in you. So you might as well come in already believing in yourself. And if you don't, I'm here to help you start doing that. And we're here to help you start planting those seeds. And by the time you're done here, and by the time you're walking across that stage, trust me, that smile you have, that swagger you walking with, you're like, oh man, best believe. Oh yeah, we did it.
Okay, now you're the director there, and I was wondering, as the director at Landmark, does the college offer what does the college offer to the Vermont community, not just students, and what type of partnerships do you have within the area that the school is operating in Vermont?
I would say, just to speak from what I know, Landmark College is connected, and everyone knows, like, we very well connected within the community. So if like Greenwood, Curhattan, like the Greenwood basketball team, I've connected with them where some of their athletes come and watch the game, which I think is really great. So we're starting to really build something special where, kids want to come and watch the game. They're able to do that, which I think is really great. And we do a lot of programs there, especially with athletes, where we're always trying to build with other schools that want to build with an athletic program like ours.
Okay. Well, as far as the goals that you have, not only that you're working on within the school, but even as far as the program and helping the students develop and move forward, have you thought about looking ahead 3 to 5 years down the road? What are your objectives for the program and basketball? The Reach One, Teach One, and also Center for Diversity and Inclusion. Do you have any goals 3 to 5 years down the road that you can state to any of the listeners?
The goal within 5 years is to keep showing up and to bring that energy. And what I mean by that is allowing families and students to walk in and see that you can build community within community. There's a space for you to be who you are and what you are. There's also a stage for you to create and to reach out and to help community just as I am. So it's not just about, what ideas do you have, just as much as what's already here at Landmark. So allowing students to also see that they have a platform to express themselves, they have a platform to create something special. And I would say the goal will be I still want to keep doing this work because I know there's a lot of students out there that want to play basketball but also want to graduate college. I know there's a lot of players out there that have felt some difficulties and wanted to play on different teams but haven't gotten an opportunity. They're able to get that here. And I know they're not only able to get that on the basketball court, but also in the classroom. And not just in the classroom, but also once they leave, they always have a family to come back to. And I think that's the special part about it all. Once you come to Landmark, you always, after you graduate, you're always connecting back. You're always like, man, I remember when I was still figuring it out. This was the first place where I was able to find myself. So, the goal is to keep bringing it. I'm here, and I'm here because I had a community that believed in me. And I believe that right now when you're looking at basketball, it's so big, and everyone's playing the game. And I believe everyone deserves to play the game, especially when you want to love it and play it right. But I also know that with college basketball, it's so hard when you're not the one who's being picked, when you're not the one being recruited. I say this place is a place where you can come in and get film. Get film so you can get those to watch you play. Come here and get coached. Come here and be part of a team. Come here and learn how to be a team captain. Come here and learn how to be part of something bigger than yourself. And so if you want those things, come on down to Landmark College, be a part of this beautiful community, be a part of the athletic department, because right now you're not only going to play, but you're also going to find something way bigger and so much more amazing than you could ever imagine. And I'm not just saying that. I'm sure there's a list of people that can say the same thing, that have been through what I've been through and have accomplished what I've accomplished at Landmark College. So I'm just here letting you know this is real, and I'm not sitting here with an NIL deal for anyone. I'm sitting here saying if you want to work hard and you want to build something, come on over to Landmark College and we can build with you.
Well, the thing about a leader like yourself is you're a product of the school that you're working at. And, earlier in the show, you talked about helping students discover their true selves. And just quickly, I was wondering, just for the audience that's listening, how you define leadership for a 19-year-old who's never thought of themselves as a leader. And in doing so, is leadership different on the court versus in the classroom as well as versus in life. Now, again, I can repeat that for you. You talked about leadership, student athletes discovering their true selves. How would you define that leadership for that 19-year-old who's never thought of being a leader? And think of it in terms of on the court versus the classroom and in life.
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. As the director of the Centers for Diversity and Inclusion, I'm always working with different identity groups all the time. So everyone's always expressing themselves and connecting differently. But how do you bring that all together? Understanding that everyone is coming from something. Once you have that down pat, you make the space safe so everyone is giving anybody else that time to be able to speak up and that time to be able to express. And when we bring that into the basketball court, when it's like a leadership on and off the court, and I'm 18, you don't know. And I think the first question is, what is a leader? My first question is, who was that leader in your life? I always ask them, who's the leader that you look up to? Because that's the definition that they have of a leader. So if you come to me and you say, hey, my Uncle Tony is a leader, and I'm asking you, okay, you believe your Uncle Tony is a leader, what makes Uncle Tony a leader to you? And they jot that down. So therefore, I'm taking a real life question, a real life answer, and I'm having them look at that and say, okay, now you told me that this person shows up on time, that this person greets everybody in the room. So when you come to the basketball court, why are you always late and you greet nobody? You told me that your uncle, the leader that you see, does these things. Right? They're like, yes. Mm-hmm. So therefore, that student who's 18 is like, man, I told him what a leader looks like. And I told him that I admire this leader. But dang, I'm not putting down on the basketball court or off the court, or I'm going to have to change that. Why? Because the responsibility is on you now. Because you already told me what a leader is. So I think asking instead of telling. So it's I'm a leader, but you're telling me that I'm a leader. So I can have a student in that same circle say, well, Mark, you're a leader, but why do you say I'm a leader? Mark, when you come in a room, you saying hello to everybody, your energy is on 10, you have a smile on your face, you dap up the whole room, you make sure we're all here. I said, okay, so as the team captain, what are you going to do? Because you already told me. Mm-hmm. So that's my way of really working with students on really finding out the leader, because when you're 18 and you're 19, you don't know personally, but you've seen it.
Well, there are tough moments for every leader.
Oh, yeah.
Always adversity. Mm-hmm. Can you take us through a moment that was challenging where you had to lead through conflict, a loss, or a player who was ready to quit? And, tell us about what you learned. Again, no names needed. Just if you can give an answer, a quick answer on leading and overcoming adversity as a leader.
I would say this past season, we had a rough season. And with injuries and a couple players transferring and graduating, that left us with a new team and a couple guys who were coming back and trying to get everyone to jail. And we wasn't winning the games as quickly as we wanted to. Everyone was working hard. And what I learned really quickly was, and I think it was something that we connected with the team, was at the end of it, it was nice how we kind of came together. But yes, we went 2-9, and from a season before that, we went 10-4, and it didn't feel good. It's like, what happened? What did we do wrong? How can we go back? And in that moment, what I learned was everybody was trying to take the shots, and we forgot to do what we always do. What are you good at? And what is it that you can bring to the table? And at the end of the season, we had like one really good game. We balled out against this team, and it really brought us together. And the reason why we balled out, because we were like, it's just us. It's just us versus us. And we realized I'm only going to do what I can, not just for myself, but for the team. And a lot of times when you're losing, you start thinking about yourself. When you're losing, you're not connecting with the coach. You're not listening to anybody. Yeah. And so this was so perfect, especially for some of the veterans that are coming back next season, where they were like, you know what? We were all trying to make these shots instead of just being like, hey, this is a new team. We got to start over. We got to get more acquainted. You know what? Coach Marc is right. Coach Ethan was right. We got to start hanging out off the court. We need to get back into the way things were with the team we had last year. So it was great to see them talk it out and also keep in contact during the summer, asking, you know, are you excited for the new season? So it was hard to get through, because it was like we had a great season last year, and then we came back and we didn't have that same momentum. But we learned that we got through it as a team, and we learned that not everybody's got to make the shot. But if we can all find out what we're all good at together and keep that same family base, brotherhood base on the court, off the court, then we'll be fine. So their energy was like, Coach, I'm ready for next season because I know what I'm going to bring to the table, and I know how I'm going to be with my teammates, and I know how I'm going to talk to my teammates, you know? So it's just the responsibility for them to take, you know? Where as a coach, you take it on you. You're like, I did it. Man, I didn't do this right. Maybe I didn't do this right. But to see them kind of come together and say, hey, Coach, man, like, these are some things that we saw. These are some things that, you know, you were trying to really get to us. So in all, it was still a great season because there were graduates and there were players that learned a lot. And there were players that said, thank you for giving me the opportunity that I may not have had at another place. So that meant everything.
Okay. Well, I have a real quick, lighthearted, I guess you could say, question to ask you. Have you ever had an interesting situation where you were prepared and your team was really doing very well and get ready to come back in a game to where you were on the road and all of a sudden you played in a place where the light bill wasn't paid and the lights went out before half?
I remember this game.
How do you handle situations like that if that's ever happened to you?
They were upset, I would tell you that, because they wanted to play, and it meant everything. Plus, the game was streaming, and we just started streaming, so they had their families watching, and it was just letting them know that, hey, there's another game. Don't worry, we're going to play those guys. And we did, and that was a very good game when they came out to play us here at Landmark. We went down to the wire. But they were so ready and pumped and ready to play. I think that was the best week of practice because they keep remembering that blackout game. That's what they call it, the blackout game, where the power went out. But it just put a battery in their back to say, hey, we want to make sure when we do play them that we're ready. And, you know, when you have those moments, it's just letting them know that, hey, there is another game. Let's get ready for that game. So it's like you can be upset about this one game, but it's also keeping their heads high and letting them know, hey, we're going to need everybody for the next game.
Well, you know what? Sometimes teams do anything and everything they can to pull out victories. I mean, anytime you have a team that's coming in that's hot, you know, you guys traveled down and you were ready to roll.
Oh, yeah.
And,
we were. And we needed to win.
Come back. You have to do anything and everything you can to come out on top and beat that opponent. So why not, like, pull the plug? Hey, Peter, you might be kind of wondering, what are they talking about? You want to kind of fill Peter in just quickly on that, and what we can do is we can go ahead and wrap this wonderful show up, unless you just want to leave it at that. It's something, how you prepared your team and you got the opponent on their home court to make sure that you didn't walk out of there with a victory.
I would say definitely looking forward to possibly playing them again this upcoming season. But that game definitely taught us just how other teams get ready too, because some of our guys are a little smaller than a lot of the other players, and so it was cool to kind of see a different league, being in a different area. So that game taught them so much. They were like, "Oh my goodness, this guy just dunked. That guy's like 6'9". It was good for some of the guys just to see a different kind of basketball and a faster pace. Because, like I said, we have a variety of students that come from different parts of the U.S., coming from different parts of the neighborhood. So everyone's also seeing a different form of how to play basketball or how we talk to each other on and off the court,
Okay, well, hey, Peter.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering, briefly if you had any statements or anything that you would say to a young coach. Well, actually, out of reality, let me ask Marcus this one. Marcus, because Peter, I was going to ask you if you had any advice to give him, but Marcus, what would you actually say to a young coach who's listening to the show right now, who wants to make an impact beyond wins and losses? What would you say, Marcus?
I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I'm coaching because my mentor, head coach, told me these kids need you, and they need a mentor, and they need somebody that knows what it's like to fall and to rise again. And what he meant by that is somebody who took a chance on themselves and was able to do something with their lives. So a lot of times we're coming there because we want to win 10 games, 20 games. We want to be in the playoffs. We want to win a championship. But some of these kids stay for one season. Some of these kids stay their whole time. It's important that you understand that you're the first mentor they may have, the first role model they may have, the first person that they're able to kind of talk to and tell their story to. So understand how valuable you are, and how at times like this, everyone's only getting what they want out of these athletes instead of giving them what they need, so that when they are done playing for that season, they're still setting goals and they're still accomplishing them. It's bigger than basketball. I want you to call me 10 years from now and let me know that the dreams that you had and the goals that you set and what you wanted in your life, what you told Coach Thurman, happened, because I believe they can. So it's very important that you're there bigger than just wins, but you're there because these kids need us more than ever.
Okay, Peter, do you have any questions, statements, or closing comments for our guest, Coach Marcus, or Director Coach Marcus Thurman?
First of all, I want to say thanks. This is a really special radio show. I was not expecting this when I heard the title. So about the diversity and inclusion and everything else like that over the last administration, usually it was talking about something else. So I was like, oh, wow, this is really very interesting, number one. Number two is relative to the idea that I know a lot of families that have young men that are growing up that have some challenges, and knowing that some of them are going to have a harder time in adult life in a regular population, and graduating from high school means something, and then who knows what's going to happen for the rest of their life. I look at a college like Marc's and saying, what a great opportunity for a college that understands, I'm going to use the term special needs without any negative implications, but the special needs and requirements of young men in this very transitional part of their life and the life lessons. Screw basketball. I mean, it's nice that you play basketball, but for this example, I don't care about the basketball part. I care about the support, living away from home, getting good coaching, mentoring, and basketball is just like an important, that's the platform by which this is built. But the idea of helping these young men adapt, graduate, and all those other positive things that I know you guys do at your college, that's really huge. So, Marcus, hats off to you. Thank you so much for the things that you do. I'd like to hear more about it. And I'm certainly going to hook you up with more people that might fit into that, and who knows where this goes. So, Coach Irvin Harris, you did it again. You brought on a great guest that will make a difference in the world. I don't know how you do it. I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know how you do it.
Peter, I know how I do it. Couldn't have done it without you. That's how I've done it. You've done wonderful things, Peter, building fortunes for many, many years. And, you know, to the audience, that was my partner, Peter Mingils, with Building Fortunes Radio, with our great guest, who I'm sure he'll be back, Coach Marc Thurman, who's the head coach, director of Centers of Diversity and Inclusion, and a head mentor of Reach One, Teach One at Landmark College in Putney, Vermont. You know, Coach, your commitment to helping students discover their true selves and strive for greatness beyond expectations is exactly what basketball coach news, that's what the segment is about. Really glad to have you here. And also to our listeners, if you want to learn more about Landmark College's programs, mentorship, or how to support their work in community, Marcus, you could actually state how you can be contacted, and make sure that you provide the links to Peter on Building Fortunes. I mean, you can send that to him so he can upload how they can get a hold of you on the page. And, you know, with that being said, I'm Irvin Harris with co-host Peter Mingils. We have Coach Thurman. I'd like to thank you for joining us here.
So much, I just sent you the link.
Okay, good. Thanks for joining us. And we really appreciate the work that you're doing, not only on the court, but in the community that Landmark College is in. And we're going to be watching Landmark College basketball, and more importantly, the lives that you're changing. You know, I would like to, again, say thank you to everyone. And, you know, everybody, listeners, stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're definitely going to be back, and we're looking to have Marc Thurman back. Peter, anything?
No, this has been great, Marc. So I'll let you have the last minute or so, however you want to wrap it up. But, Marc, thanks so much. And like I said, Marc Thurman, we're going to give you the last minute.
Thank you guys for having me. Seriously, this has been a great opportunity. I love the game of basketball. I love coaching here at Landmark College. And it's all about building community within community and allowing these athletes to see that, hey, your dreams can become reality. And one last thing I just want to say is it's important to know that all you athletes that are listening, you have a gift inside you. Don't lose it. Don't allow you not being able to play for a season, or you not be able to get on the team as fast as you want to stop you from believing in your dreams. Because there's somebody out there with a platform that definitely is waiting for you to come and shine your light. Also, we have this season we got some new players coming. It's been a great season in recruiting and getting a couple of new athletes. So look out for Landmark College basketball. We will be on YouTube, so Landmark College basketball. And you can find us on YouTube and on the Landmark College website, and our Landmark College men's basketball team. So look out for us, and thank you guys so much for connecting.
This has been great. So thanks, everybody, for listening in. We'll make sure all this stuff is posted on Building Fortunes Radio on the Basketball Coach News Radio Show. Coach Irvin, thanks again. Marcus, thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
And we'll see everybody next time.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Building Fortunes Radio is part of the Humongous AM and Humongous FM radio network. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website to listen to your favorite shows. You can also hear us on Humongous Radio and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for.
Recorded.
There we go. Perfect.
Hey.
That was excellent.
Hey, Peter.
That was great.
Thanks for your time. Marcus, you there? Yep, he dipped. he didn't know that I would still be going on, but he did a good job,
yeah,
Peter.
We didn't tell. He did a kick-ass job. What a great radio show.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, go get
Thank
yourself
you.
something to eat and go get some rest.
Yeah, I definitely need to, and I gotta get back to work because I gotta upload some stuff before. Hey, was that him still there? No, but I have to give him a call and let him know how wonderful he did. He did a great job, Peter.
Yep. Catch you later.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay,
Bye-bye.